Okay, now we're going to start talking about our class Amphibia. We're still in the phylum Chordata and the subphylum Vertebrata. Amphibia means double life, and this is because they have part of their life is spent in the water and part on land. All tetrapods, which means they have 4 legs, that are not amniotes are amphibians, and an amniote has an egg with a shell around it. So these are 4-legged animals that don't have shelled eggs. And this includes our salamanders, our frogs, our toads, and our caecilians. And there are about 3,900 species that are known at this time. Now for, again, kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, subphylum Vertebrata, and then we're class Amphibia or Lis Amphibia. There's the 3 orders we're looking at. Anura is your frogs and toads, Urodela or Caudata are your salamanders and newts, and Apoda or Gymnophiona are your caecilians. Looking at Anura, this is your frogs and toads, and we have about 3,400 species. They are tetrapods. They have 4 limbs, but they are an unequal size. The hind limbs are longer and modified for jumping. Their head and trunk are fused, and in the larva form they have a tail, but they lose it when they become adults. And they are more widespread than salamanders. Only the males can vocalize, usually to establish territories or for courtship, and sometimes they have a vocal pouch. It's external fertilization, where the eggs and the sperm are shed directly into the water, and this is known as amplexus process, which we'll talk about a little bit more in just a minute. Their reproductive pattern is pretty generalized. The males, again, vocalize to attract females. Now, amplexus, this is where the male clasps the female for mating, and that brings their cloacas close together. And it's external fertilization of the eggs by the sperm. They're both deposited in water, and as I said, the eggs do not have shells around them. They just have a gelatinous mass around them. Tadpoles develop, and it takes different amounts of times for different species for them to develop, and they metamorphosize. The adults are predaceous. They eat insects, and they're carnivores. Now, one of the families of Anura is the toads, Bufonidae, and their skins are very warty, and they have these parted glands behind their eyes. And what these glands do is they secrete bad-tasting poisonous substances, and that's to keep predators from eating them. Their legs are shorter, so they can hop, but they can't leap, and they burrow at night. And you can see there the poison sac. The tree frogs belong in the family Hylidae, and they have these large adhesive toe pads, and they don't have a lot of webbing between their toes if they're arboreal, where they are going to climb around in trees. True frogs belong in the family Ranidae, and these can be small to large in size. They have long legs, and their waist is slim. They have a very distinct tympanic membrane behind their eyes, which they use for hearing. And their webbed feet, their hind feet are very webbed, but these also have that prominent ridge down each side of their back that you can see there in the picture. Some of them are aquatic, some of them are terrestrial, and their larvae are all aquatic, and the genus name is Rana. Now, Ascaphidae is a tailed frog, and you can see the little tail there, and you find these in the Pacific Northwest in the mountainous regions. And the male keeps its tail as an intermittent organ, and it's an adaptation for mating in some streams that really flow fast. Their mating can last as long as 24 to 30 hours, and the sperm will be viable for up to 2 years.